In 1901, divers searching for sponges off the coast of Greece pulled something impossible from an ancient shipwreck. Inside a corroded lump of bronze were dozens of precisely engineered gears, a mechanical computer built over 2,000 years ago that could predict eclipses, track planetary movements, and calculate astronomical positions with stunning accuracy. The ancient world wasn't supposed to have this kind of technology. And it's not the only artifact that forces us to question everything we think we know about our ancestors. Today, we're diving into 6 of the most baffling objects ever unearthed. Artifacts that have stumped scientists, sparked wild theories, and continue to guard their secrets centuries after they were buried. Some challenge our understanding of ancient technology. Others hint at lost knowledge we may never recover. And one might just rewrite human history entirely. Artifact number 1, the Antikythera mechanism. We started with it, so let's dig deeper. The Antikythera mechanism was discovered in a Roman-era shipwreck dating to around 60 BCE, but the device itself is even older, built sometime between 150 and 100 BCE. For decades, nobody could figure out what this thing was. It contained at least 30 bronze gears in a wooden frame about the size of a shoebox. When researchers finally X-rayed it in the 1970s and used advanced imaging in the 2000s, they realized they were looking at the world's first analog computer. Here's what makes it mysterious. This level of mechanical sophistication didn't appear again in human history for over 1,000 years. The precision of these gears rivals clockwork from the 14th century. Whoever built this understood epicyclic gearing, a technique we thought was invented in the Renaissance. So, who made it? The most compelling theory points to the school of the mathematician and inventor Archimedes. Ancient writers mentioned that Archimedes created mechanical spheres that showed planetary motion, though none survived. Could this be related to his work? But here's the real question. If the ancient Greeks could build something this complex, what else did they create that's been lost to time? And why didn't this technology spread and evolve? Speaking of technology, that shouldn't exist. Artifact number 2, the Baghdad batteries. In 1936, near Baghdad, archaeologists discovered a series of clay jars from around 200 BCE to 200 CE. Nothing unusual, except each jar contained a copper cylinder with an iron rod suspended inside. When German archaeologist Wilhelm König examined them, he proposed something radical. These were ancient batteries. If you fill these jars with an acidic liquid like vinegar or wine, they can generate about 1 to 2 volts of electricity. Modern replicas prove it works. But why would ancient Parthians or Babylonians need electricity? They didn't have light bulbs or electrical devices. Or did they? One theory suggests they were used for electroplating, coating objects with a thin layer of gold or silver. Some ancient metalwork shows evidence of techniques that resemble electroplating, though this remains hotly debated. Skeptics argue these were just storage vessels for scrolls, with the copper and iron serving other purposes entirely. Others point out that we have no written records of anyone describing electrical phenomena or deliberately creating these batteries. So were these accidental batteries that never found a purpose? Or evidence of ancient electrical knowledge that died out and was forgotten? The truth is, we simply don't know. But at least with the Baghdad batteries, we know what civilization made them. Our next artifact? That's a different story. Artifact number 3. The Ubaid lizard figurines in the ruins of ancient Mesopotamia. Archaeologists have unearthed hundreds of strange figurines from the Ubaid period, dating back to around 5000 BCE. They depict humanoid figures, but with unmistakably reptilian heads, elongated skulls, and large almond-shaped eyes. These aren't monsters or demons from mythology. Many of the figurines show everyday scenes: mothers nursing babies, people performing daily tasks. Except everyone has a lizard head. What were the Ubaid people trying to represent? Some mainstream archaeologists suggest these are shamanic figures, priests or spiritual leaders wearing ceremonial masks or representing a connection to the reptile world, which held symbolic meaning in many ancient cultures. Others argue they might represent deities or mythological beings that were central to Ubaid religion. The problem? The Ubaid people left no written records. Their culture predates Sumerian writing by about 1,500 years. Predictably, this mystery has attracted fringe theories involving ancient aliens and reptilian overlords. But let's stick to what we can reasonably infer. These figurines were important enough to be mass-produced and buried with the dead. They meant something profound to the people who made them. The real mystery is whether we're looking at literal representations of how they saw their gods, metaphorical art, or something else entirely. Without a Rosetta Stone for Ubaid culture, these lizard people are keeping their secrets. From the mysterious to the downright impossible. Artifact number 4. The London Hammer. In 1936, near London, Texas, a couple discovered a curious rock formation with a wooden handle protruding from it. When they cracked it open, they found a metal hammerhead firmly encased in solid limestone. Here's where it gets wild. Some creationists have claimed this rock formation is 400 million years old, based on the surrounding Ordovician strata. If true, this would mean humans, or someone, was making metal tools hundreds of millions of years before humans evolved. That would completely overturn everything we know about human history and evolution. Pretty extraordinary, right? Which means we need extraordinary evidence. The scientific consensus is far less sensational, but much more plausible. The hammer is almost certainly from the 19th or early 20th century, probably dropped by a local miner. The ancient rock around it? That's a concretion, a type of sedimentary rock that can form relatively quickly around objects through mineral precipitation. Think of it like very rapid fossilization. Under the right chemical conditions, minerals can cement around an object in decades or even years, not millions of years. In fact, similar concretions containing modern objects have been found worldwide. The hammer's owner has refused to allow comprehensive scientific testing, which only adds to the skepticism. But here's what makes this artifact interesting anyway. It shows how easily our desire for mystery can override critical thinking. Sometimes the most mysterious thing about an artifact is why we want so badly for it to be impossible. Of course, some artifacts don't need embellishment to be genuinely mind-bending. Artifact number 5. The Voynich Manuscript, 730 to 850. Imagine a book written in a language no one can read, filled with drawings of plants that don't exist, astronomical charts that don't match any known system, and bizarre images of naked women bathing in green liquid connected by tubes. Welcome to the Voynich Manuscript, carbon dated to the early 15th century, around 1404 to 1438. It's a real medieval document made from real medieval materials. But nobody, and I mean nobody, has cracked the code. Professional cryptographers, linguists, and AI algorithms have all taken their shot. The text follows consistent patterns, suggesting it's a real language or cipher, not random gibberish. It has a vocabulary of about 20,000 to 30,000 words with grammatical structure. But what language? What cipher? No one knows. The illustrations don't help. Many of the plants look almost familiar, but don't match any known species. Is this an herbal medicine guide? An astronomical treatise? An elaborate hoax? A book of lost knowledge? Theories range from a lost Romance language to an elaborate Renaissance prank to enciphered knowledge of alchemy or early medicine. Some researchers think it might be a constructed language, essentially medieval fantasy writing. Others believe it contains genuine lost knowledge that was deliberately obscured. What makes the Voynich manuscript so compelling is that it's simultaneously tantalizing and impenetrable. Every pattern that seems to emerge leads nowhere. Every breakthrough turns out to be a dead end. It's the perfect unsolvable mystery, concrete, testable, and yet completely resistant to solution. But perhaps no artifact challenges our understanding quite like this final one. Artifact number 6, the Göbekli Tepe Pillars. In southeastern Turkey, on a remote hilltop, stands what might be the most important archaeological discovery of the last century. Göbekli Tepe is a massive complex of carved stone pillars arranged in circles, decorated with intricate reliefs of animals. It was built around 9,500 BCE. That's roughly 11,500 years ago. To put that in perspective, this temple complex predates Stonehenge by 6,000 years, and the pyramids of Egypt by 7,000 years. Here's the problem. According to traditional archaeological understanding, humans in 9,500 BCE were hunter-gatherers living in small nomadic groups. We weren't supposed to have the organization, the specialized labor, or the motivation to build monumental architecture. Yet these pillars weigh up to 20 tons each. The site required hundreds or thousands of workers and sophisticated planning. The carvings are artistically refined, suggesting a rich symbolic culture. Some researchers even argue the site shows evidence of astronomical knowledge. So how did hunter-gatherers do this? One radical theory suggests Göbekli Tepe proves we have the sequence backward. Maybe complex social organization and monumental building came first, and agriculture developed afterward to support these ritual centers. And here's the kicker. They deliberately buried it. Around 8,000 BCE, the builders filled in the entire complex with dirt and walked away. We have no idea why. So what do these artifacts tell us? Maybe that human history is far stranger, more complex, and more innovative than we've given it credit for. Our ancestors weren't primitive. They were curious, intelligent, and capable of creating things that still baffle us today. Some mysteries may never be solved. The Voynich manuscript might remain unreadable forever. The Ubad figurines might never reveal their purpose. But that's what makes archaeology fascinating. Every answer leads to more questions. Every discovery forces us to reconsider what we thought we knew. And somewhere out there, buried under thousands of years of earth and time, are artifacts we haven't found yet. Objects that will challenge us, puzzle us, and maybe even change everything we think we know about human history. The past isn't finished surprising us, not by a long shot. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through ancient mysteries, subscribe for more content that explores the unexplained corners of human history. What artifact fascinated you most? Let us know in the comments below.